Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hi. It's me, Leslie the Little Plazic, a.k.a. Zazoo Plazz, hanging out in the woods. It's so cool. I'm over here. I got the green slime pond on the one side, and I found this cool tree, and there's like a little branch growing up, and it's got a little fork in it. See? So I can rest my tripod right here and record. And there's bugs and everything. Oh, some strange things going on. New moon in Virgo tomorrow. It's September 5th, 2021. There's a new moon in Virgo tomorrow, starting tonight. Weird stuff. I've been seeing hummingbirds. Today, I saw one a couple of weeks ago, and then today I was having breakfast, and my youngest son, Jack, says, "Mom, look, it's a hummingbird." So I look, and there's a hummingbird around my flower pots on the deck. And I mean, we've never seen hummingbirds. Twice this year, since my mom passed away, we've seen hummingbirds. And then I realized today is my oldest son, Brennan, his 21st birthday. So then I get a text from my dad saying, are you going down? You're going to see him because he probably wants to give him a card or something. And so it's amazing. I think that the angels, my mom was trying to get through, and I can just hear her saying, "Remind your father, give him a card, Brendan, give him a card for his birthday and give him some money." And then the dog saw the hummingbird and started barking, and it flew away. But my son said, "Mom, it's when you went, oh, you scared him away." I said, "No, it was the dog barking. The dog scared the hummingbird away." And then I was online on YouTube watching there's this lady who does angel readings, and there's someone who commented that she saw hummingbirds. So I said, "That's amazing, because I see hummingbirds." So anyway, moving on. We're all set. We're going to go down to New Haven. My younger son's home for the weekend to see his friends. We're all going to go down and take him out to eat for his birthday. He said he wants to go to this, it's not very fancy, but it's this new seafood boil restaurant. Like when I was a kid, Mime and Pepe used to always do clam boils in the summer. And they get a big pot, it's like 100 degrees in the kitchen. They get a big pot, fill it up with clams and layers of cheesecloth, and then they'd put potatoes and sausage and all kinds of stuff in there, all different kinds of seafood and things, and let it steam all day in this humongous pot on this little tiny stove that's about this big. And then we'd all sit outside. I had a big table, her big table with big tablecloth, plastic tablecloth. People would have beers, sit out in the backyard. Kids would play jarts, and almost like my cousin and I would be 7 years old, throwing jarts at each other with the big spike sticking out of them. Almost impaled each other. But yeah, there you go, kids, have a good time. Just throw these spikes at each other. Try to hit the thing in the circle. Go ahead, go have fun. Then we'd go in the kitchen, we'd make lemonade and stuff like that. So that would be kind of like a Labor Day, if we were going, which Bren never knew, because, all that stopped happening when my grandparents got older and passed away, and then nobody carried on that tradition. My cousin always said the thought of the clams made her sick to her stomach, but I liked them. Sometimes they'd give us a little sip of beer, So I remember that because it's Brennan's 21st birthday. Traditionally, you take them out for a beer. Well, girl, wine if it's a girl or whatever they like. So I said today, it's cloudy, it's there. But his godmother contacted me. She wanted to know his address at college so she could send him a card and a gift. And then I found these pictures that she had sent me. I'm gonna put them in the plastic bag because it's raining. I don't want them to get all dirty here, all wet. She had sent me these pictures. She said it was October 7th, 2000. And there we are at her house. She's single. She's still single. There's Brennan. Here I am. I had just had a month, exactly a month. And so she said, come on over for a party. I don't know if you can see that, but she's got a beer bottle, and she put it in the little carrier, right? And we're at this party with all these people, music, partying and stuff. And there I am with my husband. We're both It was the first time we'd probably been to a social occasion in a month since we'd had the baby. Because anybody who's had a baby knows, that first month is intense, right? You don't go anywhere, If you go somewhere, it's to the pediatrician. You might go out for pizza, maybe visiting close relatives, but you don't get to go and have fun. So he said, we don't have a babysitter. Bring the baby, said the single person. I love her. We've been friends. She and I have been friends since we were little kids, kindergarten, or even before. We grew up in the same neighborhood. Love you. My friend MJ. So she ended up and all through school with me, through high school, and then she was my maid of honor at our wedding, and Brendan's godmother. So, yeah, it's raining really hard now. So, it's interesting. They do the whole "it takes a village," and really, when you think about it, that's so true, because. To get a child to 21, it requires, the love and input of a lot of people. And sitting where I sit right now, it's like, oh yeah, it's that feeling of when you've got a 2-year-old, you say, no problem having a baby. And that's why the other one, 2.5 years younger, came along, because you forget. You forget all the pain. And isn't that like us? It's funny. But I'm at a point in my life now where it's like I'm, and all of us really, we're entering a new phase of life, a new phase of the world, right? It's an adventure. We don't know. Babies don't come with instruction books. We read all the what to expect when you're expecting and all that stuff. And, he was born in September, so he straddles 2 millennia. He was probably, he probably came into being in the latter part of December of 99. He was born, they told me he was, born sometime the first week in September. And, just think about it, He didn't come with an instruction book, but he's like one of the first babies of the new millennium. And Pluto and Sag generation. That kid is very special. He's a very special kid. He's born the same day as Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury would be 75 today. As well as the priest who baptized him and gave him his first communion and all that. His birthday was September 5th. So that was kind of interesting. Um, yeah, so this is all happening, and I'm thinking, when they turn 20, 21 is, you're kind of done, like with a certain phase, but you're just starting another phase with your children. That relating to them as adults, and still when they tell you, text you, they've got a tummy ache, and this and that, too much Chipotle or whatever, you feel for them. You always feel for them, no matter how old they get. That never changes. But at the same time, a few years ago I gave him that shirt that said, "Adulting, please wait." It was like a computer, like loading. So that's where we are. He's adulted. Not to say that, a kid in his 20s is not going to make mistakes. We're still making mistakes in our 50s. We know more than we did then, especially about kids and raising kids. But we're birthing a new world, It's all so exciting. So, yeah, all those thoughts I wanted to share. I'm sort of in this, dream state between, where I've been, all these memories, kids growing up, I see the new kids starting school, and I see a whole different generation, and it doesn't move me like my own kids. I see pictures of the kids at college. Of course it moves me because my kids are that age. Not that I don't, like younger kids, but I think as you go through, your growth kind of goes along with your kids' growth and development. What you're ready for goes along with what they're ready for on a certain level. I'll just throw that out there. So I don't really miss going to parties, and I don't drink anymore. Just want to put that out there. If I have like a little bit of wine, maybe, it's acidic in my system. It doesn't give me the, I guess, the buzz it once did. Because I know I'm going to pay for it tomorrow, and then I can't get my work done, So like maybe a sip and I'm good. But that doesn't mean that if people drink that's good for them, That's what the readings are about today. Again, not judging. Like you see someone who's well dressed and someone who's not well dressed. In the reading from St. James, going beyond those judgments, of what we can see and hear and explain, speak and touch with our senses. It's all about what we can intuit or feel with our heart, tuning into that higher way of being. And once you've experienced it, you know it. You're like, oh, I'm on that train. Once my son, when he was new at college, he went home, but he got on the wrong train. And it dropped him off some place that was, just, it's not where he wanted to go. It was, it was a dead end. It was kind of like it was going completely in the wrong direction. So he had to get off, and he knew enough to get back on the train going the other way and correct his course. And then, so it took him twice as long to get home back to the Hartford area as he had anticipated. But what he did get out of it was life experience. How many times do we bumble along in the dark, like me this week? And, and sometimes you think, I'm lost. I'm just lost, you know? And then you go back and you say, okay, where did I go wrong? All right, we won't do that again. Get on the next train and just keep going. I've had some moments like that lately. My laptop completely bit the dust. Like twice. No, I mean, it still hasn't been resuscitated. I'm using my husband's laptop, which is like a 10-year-old Toshiba, both of them. And we're like, you know, having to reinstall the, you know, all the, you know, all of my programs that I use. We're like, oh, we gotta upgrade. Fortunately, we've got discounts and things that we can finagle. But I'm like, you know, you just have to have faith. Like the guy that, you know, the deaf mute man that Jesus healed, who he made hear and speak, and then he said, don't tell anybody. What did the guy do? He went out and he told everybody, right? So I guess that's kind of like us, you know? When something really good happens to you, like I envision somebody who really, you know, relates to what I'm doing, you know, the Zazoo Plazz stories. I posted a blog post, even though my blog isn't ready, I posted it on Facebook. And I just keep envisioning that moment when someone goes, yeah, wow, this is great. This really makes me, you know, makes me laugh. This makes me smile. This cheers me up. I'm gonna tell all my friends about it. I'm gonna share this. That's my moment, you know. That's what I'm shooting for. That's that time when it catches fire. You know, something catches fire and it spreads, you know. I'm pitching to the universe, you know. Every now and then you get a hit. Sometimes the balls fall to the ground with a thud in the mud. So I come out to the woods. I'm practicing. I'm sharpening the saw, as it were, next to the sludge pond in the pouring rain. Someday, one of these is going to catch fire, and it's going to spread. You know? My son, his name means son of the right hand. So the BC Bookmarks, they put my Zazoo Plazz, the humor of Zazoo Plazz review, right between parenting in a pandemic and God's right hand. You can't make this stuff up. So it's flashing at me. It's going to shut me off. So, yeah. One more funny thing about my son there. I went into labor on Labor Day. Yes. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Zazoo Plazz signing out. See you next week. Ah, it's raining. I gotta go. Bye.